One of the questions that we get asked constantly is how to separate worms from worm castings. And so I'm going to be doing a brief demonstration of one of the methods of separating your worms from your castings. Now, after using this method, you may still need to do some sifting. And the method we are going to be demonstrating here is horizontal migration. This is my 8-foot worm bin, and as you can see, it is ready for harvesting. So with the horizontal migration, what you want to do is take the finished castings, have it on one side, and then on another section of the bin you're going to have all of the unprocessed material. You're going to be feeding one side, your bedding is going to be one side. So underneath here, in this section here, I have the bedding and food scraps underneath here. And so the worms are going to be moving from that side to the food scraps here, and from this side as well to the food scraps that is underneath there. Now you may be wondering why it is that I have that in the middle, but my reason for doing so is, as I mentioned before, this is a 8-foot bed. It's loaded with worms, and if I put the food scraps on one side, the worms are going to have to travel all the way from that end to this end to feed. So I decided I'm going to be putting it in the middle. Now my castings is very moist, and so I remove the cover so that it will get air and it will dry out. So every couple of days I'm going to be coming in here, and I am going to be refining the castings, crumbling it with my hand and aerating it so that it can dry a bit faster. And then the upper layer that is drying out, I'm going to take that layer off and sift it, and whatever remain after sifting is going to go back in that section, and I'll just keep repeating the process until this bed is harvested. So that is how the horizontal migration works. You put the finished castings to one side and you feed in one area. Most of the worms are going to migrate over. All of them will not migrate over though. You will still have worms in here, which means that you need to sift them. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I sift my castings is to turn the castings into hatching bins. So I will take the castings and I will put it in containers, and I will pocket feed similar to what I'm doing here, where I have a designated section, whether I'm using a bait cup or I'm just feeding one section of the bin. The worms, the eggs, the cocoons will hatch, and the worms will move over to where the food source is, and I will just keep extracting them. And I like to repeat this process every 2 weeks until for 6 weeks, and after 6 weeks all of the cocoons should have been hatched. It takes 3 weeks for your cocoons to hatch, so after 6 weeks all of them should have been hatched and extracted, or most of them extracted. So anyway, just want to demonstrate how the horizontal migration works. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification for more updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Yeah man, a time for grow.